Moving heavy equipment the wrong way can cost you thousands in damages, or worse, someone's life. Here's exactly how to haul your skid steer loader safely, every single time. Transporting a skid steer, multi-terrain, or compact track loader doesn't have to be stressful, but you have to do it right. First things first, pick the right trailer. Check your machine's weight and size, and make sure your trailer can handle it. Always follow your local road laws on weight, width, and load length. Don't guess. Check. Next, line up your ramps so the machine sits centered on the trailer. The ramp spacing needs to match the width of your tires or rubber tracks. This keeps everything balanced and safe while you're driving up. Here's a tip most people get wrong. Always drive up the ramp with the heaviest end facing uphill. That's usually the rear of the machine, but if you've got a heavy work tool attached, that can change things, so double check before you move. What if a single machine could outperform everything else on the job site, rain, mud, rough terrain, and all? That machine exists, and it's been proving itself for over 75 years. Back in 1945, one man rented a tiny garage in the British countryside. No big team, no massive budget, just Joseph Cyril Bamford, and a vision to build something better. He started with a simple hydraulic trailer, then kept going. By 1953, he had built the world's first backhoe loader, a machine that changed construction forever. That same spirit of innovation never stopped. Today, JCB manufactures over 250 different machine models, built on 5 continents, serving customers in every corner of the world. But here's what really sets JCB apart: it's not just the power, the speed, or the durability. It's the people behind it. Customers who've used JCB for years say the same thing. The reliability is unreal, the support is unmatched, and once you go JCB, you simply don't switch. What if your baler could work 25% faster, and last years longer, without you changing a single thing about how you farm? John Deere has been building farm equipment since 1837, and from day one, the promise was simple: never put your name on something unless it's the best you've got. That idea still drives everything they make today. In 2008, their engineers sat down with one goal: take their already top-rated round baler and make it even better. They didn't guess. They went out and talked to hundreds of real farmers to understand exactly what needed to change. Then they spent years testing, building, and rebuilding until they got it right. The result? The John Deere 9 Series round baler, and it is genuinely the best baler they have ever built. Let's talk about what actually changed. Starting with the chains, one of the most important and most stressed parts of any baler. The 9 Series now uses chains made by Diamond Chain Company, built right here in the USA. Are your seeds planting at the wrong depth, and costing you yield without you even knowing it? Here's the one setting most farmers completely overlook. Here's something most people don't realize: your planter could be working against you every single pass, and the fix takes less than 10 minutes. It all comes down to something called downforce margin. Think of it like the pressure your planter uses to push the row unit into the ground. Too little, and your seeds bounce around at uneven depths. Too much, and you're compacting the soil and squeezing the life out of your seed trench. The sweet spot in the middle? That's where perfect stands are born. So how do you find it? Start by planting a short test strip. Watch your monitor, it'll show you your high, low, and average margin numbers. Then stop the planter, step out of the cab, and actually look at the furrow. Are the walls firm and clean? Is every seed sitting at the same depth? Can you barely turn the gauge wheel by hand? Not too easy, not too stiff? What if one machine could do the job of 10? This thing drives on roads, and runs on train tracks, and it's changing everything about how we build. Most construction crews show up to a railway job with a whole fleet of machines. One to dig, one to lift, one to move materials. That's a lot of cost, a lot of time, and a lot of headaches. But this JCB backhoe loader just flipped the whole game. With a special rail wheel attachment, this machine rolls right onto train tracks, no modifications, no delays. Within minutes, it switches from a regular road machine to a fully functional railway workhorse. And it doesn't sacrifice any power to do it. This thing digs deep, lifts heavy, and keeps burning less fuel while it does it. So whether your team is fixing a city metro line or maintaining tracks in the middle of nowhere, you send in one machine and get the work done. No waiting for extra equipment. No burning through your budget. Just one smart machine doing what used to take several. This machine can dig a trench, clear a minefield, and race down a highway, all in the same mission. Most heavy machines are slow. They take time to set up, time to move, and time to get out of danger. But this one was built different. This is the JCB-HMEE, and it doesn't play by the normal rules. It hits over 80 km per hour on the road. That's faster than most cars in your city. Now imagine that speed combined with the power of a full excavator. That's exactly what this machine delivers. When soldiers need a trench dug fast, when a road needs to be cleared in the middle of a hostile zone, when every second counts, this is the machine they call. Watch how it locks its stabilizers into the ground and starts digging with complete control and serious power. No delays. No wasted time. Just pure, raw efficiency. The US Army trusts it. Military forces around the world trust it. Because in a war zone, the right machine doesn't just save time, it saves lives. This machine does the work of 3 people, and we can't imagine running our farm without it. We've been using this machine every single day, and honestly, it never stops surprising us. This is actually our second one. We ran the first one for 2 years straight, and this one already has over 1,000 hours on it. That tells you everything you need to know about how much we depend on it. We're talking about a farm running 500 cows across 2,100 acres. Feed doesn't move itself. Our hired hand and I are on this machine about 9 hours a day, loading wagons, hauling bales, mixing feed. And when other guys on the farm see a spare minute, they're lining up to use it too. What makes it so special? 3 attachments, a facer for the hay, pallet forks, and a 3-yard bucket. We lift rafters, pull processors out of choppers, stack tires off bunkers without touching them twice. In winter, we reach up and break frozen feed loose without stepping foot in the pile. This one missing connection could completely destroy your $50,000 sprayer, and most farmers don't even know it exists. Here's something nobody tells you when you buy a high-end sprayer. There are 2 small requirements that, if ignored, will cause your entire machine to malfunction in the middle of the field, and it has nothing to do with the sprayer itself. It's about your tractor. The Nutra Placer 2800's 1300-gallon model runs on an active hydraulic system. That means it needs constant pressure flowing through it while you're working. So your tractor must have a closed center hydraulic system, one that keeps pressure and flow available at all times, not just when you pull a lever. But here's the part that catches people off guard. That 7-pin connector between your tractor and sprayer, the center pin, pin number 7, needs to have live power running to it. Always. Because that single pin controls the solenoid valves and a limit switch on the left inner wing. Without it, the whole fold and unfold sequence breaks down completely. What if your seeding machine was smarter than most farmers' entire operation? Imagine cutting your field time in half, while planting more seeds, more accurately, than ever before. That's exactly what the Precision Air 5 Series air cart does. This machine doesn't just carry seeds and fertilizer, it thinks. Its smart metering system drops every single seed in the exact right spot. No gaps, no overlap, no wasted crop. And that giant tank? It means you're spending less time stopping to refill and more time actually farming. More ground covered, more money in your pocket. But here's what really sets it apart: you control everything without leaving your tractor seat. Real-time monitoring tells you exactly what's happening across your entire field, right from your cab display. Wheat, corn, canola, this machine adapts to whatever you're growing, no complicated setup, no guesswork. This isn't just equipment. What if one machine could replace half your farm crew, and pay for itself in a single season? Farming today moves fast. Between feeding livestock, stacking hay, hauling feed, and keeping everything running, time is the one thing you never have enough of. That's exactly why thousands of farmers across America are switching to the JCB telescopic handler, and never looking back. Here's what makes it different. This machine lifts higher, reaches further, and moves more load faster than any standard tractor loader on the market. We're talking stacking 1-ton hay bales 10 high, right up to your barn roof, using space you didn't even know you had. And the versatility? Unreal. One day you're facing silage, next you're lifting rafters, pulling processors out of choppers, loading mixers, clearing frozen bunkers, all with one machine and a quick attachment swap. Real farmers running this machine are clocking 9 hours a day, 200 hours a month, and still raving about how smooth, powerful, and reliable it is. What if you could harvest more crops, burn less fuel, and actually make it home before midnight, every single season? Farming isn't just a job, it's a battle. You plan everything. You sacrifice sleep. You pray the weather cooperates. And after all that, you still hope the harvest delivers. But what if hope wasn't enough? What if you could know you'd win? That's exactly what the new AF9 and AF10 combines are built for. These machines pack 27% more horsepower, which means faster cutting, smoother crop flow, and way less wear on your equipment. You're covering more ground in fewer hours, and spending less fuel doing it. The rotor inside is 40% longer. The grain cleaning system is 35% bigger. That's not an upgrade, that's a completely different league. Maintenance used to eat your day. Now, service points are easier to reach, so you spend more time in the field and less time under the machine. And the tech? It comes built in, no subscriptions, no extra costs. What if your excavator could save you up to 18% on fuel, without changing how you work? Here's exactly how. Hey, if you're running a backhoe excavator on job sites, fuel costs are probably eating into your profits every single day. I'm Yvonne, and today I'm going to show you how the CAT backhoe excavator is built to put that money back in your pocket. Let's start with the hydraulic system. Most machines waste power by pushing too much or too little fluid at the wrong time. The CAT's variable flow pump automatically balances pressure and flow based on what you're actually doing, so the engine isn't working harder than it needs to. That means less fuel burned, quieter operation, and parts that last longer because the system runs cooler. Now here's something really practical, the brake and traction selector. 3 positions. 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, or the smart middle option where you drive on 2 wheels but brake on all 4. That middle setting gives you better control on slippery ground while reducing tire wear and fuel use at the same time. Is your excavator wobbling like jelly every time you use it? That one loose bolt could cost you thousands. Watch this 2-minute fix before your next job. Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you something super simple that most machine operators completely overlook, and ignoring it can seriously damage your equipment over time. We're talking about stabilizer legs on your backhoe loader. When these get loose, your whole machine starts shaking during operation, and that's not just annoying, it's dangerous. Here's the fix. First, always lock your boom into position before touching anything. Safety first, always. Now, here's what most people miss. Each leg actually has 2 adjustment points. One at the back, and one hidden underneath. That hidden one? Almost everyone forgets it. Don't be that person. Grab a 3/4 drive ratchet, clear out any dirt from the hole, and simply tighten it up. No special skills needed. Just a few turns until it feels firm and snug. Do both legs, and you're done. Now your machine sits rock solid, giving you cleaner, safer. What if your planter could add 14 extra bushels per acre, just by switching equipment? Farming is getting harder every year. Input costs are rising, margins are shrinking, and every single pass across that field has to count. So when Case IH rebuilt their planter completely from scratch, farmers paid attention, and what they found changed everything. The new 2150 planter isn't just another upgrade. It's simpler to run, tougher in the field, and precise enough to plant at higher speeds without sacrificing accuracy. Real farmers using it are reporting corn emerging 2 to 3 days earlier than their neighbors, and gaining up to 14 bushels per acre. What makes it different? The delta force down pressure keeps each row stable even at speed. The V-drive system stays accurate around every curve. The closing discs create better seed-to-soil contact, so germination happens faster and more evenly. Most people operate mini excavators completely wrong, and it's costing them power, stability, and could even flip their machine. Here's what nobody tells you. Hey, I'm Greg from Caterpillar's mini excavator team, and today I'm going to show you one simple trick that will completely change how you use your machine. If you're running a mini excavator under 3 tons, where you position your blade isn't just a preference, it's everything. Watch what happens when most operators dig with the blade in front. The machine lifts right off the ground. Zero digging power. It's fighting itself. Now flip it around, blade behind you, pinning the rear down, and suddenly that same machine digs like a beast. That's the difference between working smart and working hard. Same rule applies on rough terrain or slopes. Keep the blade behind you, just slightly raised. If it touches the ground going uphill, that's your machine telling you, stop, something needs to change. Loading onto a trailer? Same thing. Blade behind, boom stretched forward for balance. Smooth, safe, controlled every time. What if your tractor ride felt less like working a field, and more like driving a luxury car? Farming is hard work, but what if your equipment actually made it easier? Meet the quad-track heavy-duty suspension, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about riding a tractor. Imagine this. You're out in the field, engine running, sun up. But instead of feeling every bump and jolt through your bones, the ride is smooth. Almost silent. That's because this machine cuts vibration by up to 40% right at your seat. Less shaking means less fatigue, and less fatigue means you work longer, stronger, and smarter every single day. In speed, you're now moving at 26.5 miles per hour. That means you cover more ground, finish faster, and spend less time driving, and more time actually farming. Every part of this machine was built with one person in mind, you. The suspension hugs the ground perfectly, the track tension adjusts itself automatically, and the heavy-duty build with stronger joints and greaseless parts means this thing is made to last. What if one machine could do the job of 5? Let me show you exactly why smart contractors across Latin America are choosing Caterpillar backhoe loaders, and never looking back. Let's be honest, in construction, time is money. Every minute your machine sits idle, every drop of fuel wasted, every hour spent on maintenance, it's all eating into your profit. So today, we're breaking down exactly how Caterpillar backhoe loaders help you earn more and spend less. First, versatility. This machine's front bucket isn't just a bucket. It grabs rocks, pushes dirt, levels ground, and even works like a forklift with built-in forks. One machine, endless possibilities. The rear arm? It rotates a full 205 degrees, digs deeper with an extendable boom, and even has a hydraulic thumb for grabbing irregular materials. All controlled right from the cab. Second, fuel savings. The smart hydraulic system delivers full power without flooring the engine. Plus, one button activates eco mode. Most people attach equipment wrong, and it costs them time, money, and even their safety. Here's exactly how to do it right in under 5 minutes. If you're running a cat skid steer, multi-terrain, or compact track loader, this video is going to save you a serious headache on the job site. These machines can do almost anything when paired with the right attachment. But here's the thing, how you connect that attachment matters just as much as which one you pick. Let's break it down simply. First, drive slowly into the work tool and tilt it back until it locks in place. If your machine has a powered quick coupler, you can engage the pins right from your seat with the flip of a switch. Super easy. If you have a manual coupler, step out safely. Always use 3 points of contact getting on and off, and lock the pins by hand. Once it's connected, test it. Press the tool down, drag it back, and watch for any movement. If it shifts, it's not secure. Visually confirm the pins are fully engaged before you do anything else.